we're going to look at how we can easily generate an iLoader script table definition out of the data within Kettle. So firstly, we're going to pull some data in. So we're going to use a text file input, and I'm going to use some sample data for that. And I know that the sample data is comma delimited, and if we get the fields on this, we can see that there are 6 columns, and Kettle has helpfully digested those columns, looked at some of the data and worked out the correct data types and even data format in some cases, for example date here. That data is then processed along the pipeline, if you like, and then into the iLoader script and load tool. The iLoader script and load tool will read the definition of those fields and correct them in some cases. For example, here we have cust.id, which it will replace to cust_id, and we can actually edit that if we need to. And also it will map the correct engine data types. So here we have date and also the correct formats. This last column here is to say whether it's indexed or not, and we can change that if we like. We can also, if we want, right click and copy field value to all rows to make them all indexed. If we switch back now to the input file type, we can define the database name. I'll set demo here. The table name, we'll call it sample2. The delimiter, the file delimiter, so it's comma. And because we know we're loading from an existing file, we can browse to the file and specify it. If, however, this data was coming from all over the place, from different data connectors, for example, we could create an input file. So we could have this step automatically create a file with all the data nicely lined up, ready to load, and in which case, you know, that file would become then the source for the script, but we don't need to do that. So we do need to specify the actual data file name. So actually I made a mistake there. So this is going to be sample data script gen. .text, and this here is the data file input, so this is where we actually select the sample data file. So let's double check the fields are all okay, and then we hit the OK button, we save it, and we execute. And what we should find, it'll happen really quickly because there's not much data, we should find that there is a sample data script gen which matches what we've set in here, and if we edit that file we will see the iLoader script definition. So there we can see the declaration, the table definition, and you can imagine if the data's very large, complicated, many fields, this is a really quick shortcut and easy method of loading the data. Also, we add a description to each of the columns so that we've got the actual source column name as it was in the data. So here we've added cust.id so that it's easily referenced back to the source data. This file then can be picked up and used in a standard iLoader script process.